Hello everyone, I'm up here just having a hoon about. I'm going to do another video, plane, wave. Yep, so there's some airplane footage for you. I'm up here because I am annoyingly close to 200 subscribers and I would really love to hit that 200 point before we get to the end of 2025. So I've just come up for a hoon. I'm going to get some POV footage, some other footage of the Quake. I'll try the Grom up here, but I'm not too sure if that's going to be able to do anything. The Corally Shiroi and the Arrma Mojave 4S. So I hope you enjoy it. And please, if you can, share the video. It would be absolutely awesome if I could make that a 200 mark before the end of 2025, because I'm super close. So any help would be greatly appreciated. Just hit that subscribe button and that would be really super duper awesome. So yeah, enjoy the footage. I'm just going to go and have a hoon about and you can come along with me. Not in a creepy way. Just watch. Hey everyone, you're not escaping my voice that quickly. So just thought with me doing a little bit of driving with them and just sort of recap of the year, this thing is unbelievable. That's the Arrma Quake 3S. A little bit of tech spec about it. It's got the 3660 4000 kV brushless motor and runs 2 or 3S and just an absolute riot. You won't find another two-wheel drive monster truck that you could probably backflip as well as this. So glad that I got one when they came out, and it's just buy one and just get stuck into it. We got two and we did a little video on it which you can check out on the channel, but I just enjoy the driving just now because this thing is just mental. Not as much fun as a four-wheel drive truck, however it'll go anywhere. This is properly good fun at a skate park. You'll get some crazy jumps on it, and for the type of truck it is with just a two-wheel drive, the air control is actually really good as well. So I'd highly recommend that, but also I'd recommend getting yourself plenty spares for the shock absorbers if you are going to go and run this at a skate park, because it will eat them quite a lot, and if you're not a very good driver you're probably going to need another body shell as well, because you'll probably end up putting this on its roof quite a bit. If you're new to the hobby and you're looking for like a 110 scale truck that is just going to be plug and play, you can get out there and just have a blast with it, then go for it. The gyro makes things easy enough to control. However, when you're running at 3S, 75% or 100%, you're lucky if your front wheels are on the deck anyway. So it kind of defeats the purpose. But enjoy the footage and I'll come back to you with the next car. Well, what can I say that's not already been said about my absolute favourite RC car of all time? You'll probably see another car coming up soon, but man, this thing, when I first got into the hobby, this was like, wow, I need to get me one of those. So thankfully I was able to get one and I was not disappointed. Biggest disappointment of the year was the actual video that I did of this. I don't think it even touched the sides as to how good an Arrma Mojave 4S actually is. I've had won 6 scales, as you can see from like the Team Corally Shiroi, which is coming up soon, but maybe more like overpowered or more power than the Mojave 4S that you're watching just now. But this thing is just an absolute tank. It handles like a total dream. You can hang the back end out, you can just send it off anything, and it just takes an absolute pounding like your mum, lol. But on a serious note, this thing, if you are looking for a 1/8 scale trophy truck, then you can't do much better than this 4S. Suspension setup, power delivery, it is just, oh man, I can't find the words that short of like dropping some swear words. It is so good. There is, like 1 or 2 downsides, being that the motor can get really hot really quickly. Also, it's not fully waterproof. I did have to pressure wash this, and then I lost out on a receiver, which wasn't a cheap replacement. But this thing is just incredible. Also, yeah, just before I forget, Arrma, I understand you're trying to help us out by letting us get access to like the servo and the servo arm, but that little hole in the bottom, it's amazing what finds its way into this hole, and then it just completely ruins the steering. So you've got to run over, you've got to tip it out, and you've got to try and knock out whatever stone's in there, which can become pretty boring. But when it's running right, and when you're hitting those jumps and you're just driving it across the terrain that you can see me driving it across now, it's just an absolute joy to drive. And this is why the Mojave 4S is my absolute favourite like RC car of all time. For however long I'm going to be doing this on YouTube and things, I think I've peaked far too early, and I got this. It is just so damn good. So if you haven't bought one yet, why not? Save up, don't rob anybody, actually, I'm talking nonsense. Save up, do what you have to do, as long as it's legal, and get one. They are so good.
Like the ocean sway, concrete palms dance in the LA gray. Got a bossa nova breeze in my rhyme bouquet. I sip life slow, let it marinate. Shadows stretch long where the sun dips deep. Tied to the city where the dreamers leap. Hear the whisper of the vinyl, the crackle sweet. Every bar like a wave rolling up the street. Summer in my soul, west coast in my veins. A rhythm so smooth it dissolves my chains. Sway to the sunset, let it take the reins. Somewhere in my soul, west coast in my veins. Sidewalks chatter with the muted tone. Echoes of a melody carved in stone. Bass line walks like it's strolling home. I'm the poet of the pavement, never alone. Street lights blink like stars on a spree. Every corner's a sonnet, every curve's a decree. I scatter my thoughts like leaves in a breeze, planting bones in cracks where the roots run free. Catch the psalmist syncopation in the city heat. Conga drums conversing with the tapping feet. The coast whispers secrets in a smoky beat. Every verse a ripple, every line complete. West Coast in my veins. A rhythm so smooth it dissolves my chains. Sway to the sunset, let it take the reins. Summer in my soul, West Coast in my veins.
So the Corally Shiroi 6S. Little backstory, yeah, I am in the partnership program with Team Corally, but I did not get this for free. So regardless of what you think, if you've watched the last video or not, I did not get this for free. I had to pay a nominal amount, but I also got hammered for import tax and also some other duties as well. So it maybe worked out a little bit cheaper, but not too much. This thing is wild. 6S, really tail happy. I have to say I do prefer the Arrma Mojave 4S to this one. This is crazy fast. However, I have put the bigger pinion on it, but that does make the motor very, very hot very, very quickly. So you're maybe only getting like 5 minutes runtime out of this, which is a bit disappointing. On this run, I also noticed that the ESC fan has stopped working. If you've watched the original video, you'll see that I did have problems when the ESC got wet. And I wasn't running it underwater or anything like that at all. Just got sort of splashed on when I was going over wet grass, of all things. However, the ESC fan has stopped working. I don't know if that's going to make any difference to the motor. Leave a comment if you think I'm talking nonsense. Or if you agree with me, I don't know. But yeah, an absolute weapons grade fast, this thing. It is fun when you get your eye in and you can slide it around. Downsides being the cost of it. This is something, if you're seriously into the hobby, because it will be something that will probably cost you a bit of money to get this repaired or buy parts for it, because it is 6S and it is one big heavy boy. However, saying that, this thing can get some serious air and it can take an absolute hammering. As you can see in the video, it's an absolute blast to drive. But if you put the Shiroi 6S and next to the Arrma Mojave 4S, it's going to be the Mojave every time. There's just something about that truck, I don't know. Dealer's choice. If you disagree and you prefer the Corally Shiroi, fair enough. But yeah, still Arrma Mojave 4S is my favourite, but this is still a badass truck. And if you get the chance to get one, get one. But unfortunately, if you go for that bigger pinion, it is going to drastically reduce that run time. But yeah, enjoy the footage. And last but by no means least, it is the Arrma Mojave Grom BLX. Now, as I was doing these voiceovers, I was having a little think, and I have said quite a lot about the Mojave 4S being my absolute favourite that I've got, but I think it's this. If you haven't got one, they are a little bit steep for a 1/16 scale RC truck, but when you get it, when you use it, you will see why you've spent that extra money on it. It's got a little gyro in it. You can slide it around dead easy. As you can see, it's a 1/16 scale. It hasn't got much ground clearance. But this thing was just ripping over that terrain. If you've watched my earlier videos, you've seen me take it down a skate park. And it was drifting around on like the wet, smooth concrete. It'll do a wee backflip for you, even though the wheels are tiny. This thing is just like a little jack of all trades. And unlike the Corally, it is easy to work on. Maybe me and the fact that when it gets a bit bigger, it might seem a bit intimidating, but you kind of have to get past that, and then you can just get stuck into like the guts of it. But this thing will be so easy to repair. You saw one of my earlier videos. It was the first one to do a full 360 loop, and I think I just burst off like a front shock absorber. But this little thing is so capable and so adaptable. And, you know, I'm running it on 3S most of the time. In this video, it was 75% on 3S. And it took a long time for that heatsink to get really hot and it hit thermal shutdown. But let it cool off and straight back at it. And this thing was just hammering about. And it's a little brick. The abuse that I've given this thing since I've got it is just incredible. And it just keeps going. So, yeah, I think for all my praises that I've sung for the Mojave 4S, this Mojave Grom has properly gotten under my skin, and it is my absolute favourite RC car that I've got in my collection. And that is just something that I've come to realise as I've been editing the footage, looking over what I did, and even just using it yesterday before I did the voiceovers, before I've done all the editing. What a little blast. So go for the brushless version if you want something stupid fast and very, very tough and easy to control. It just ticks all the boxes. And this for me, even though it might not be like the most like modern, up-to-date Arrma release that I've got in this video, I'm just new to the hobby and it's new to me, and it is just absolutely class and I love it to bits. So that's enough from me for 2025. I promise, I think I've probably said it about the last 3 videos, that'll be the last one for 2025, but I just wanted to chuck out some more content just to tie over until 2026, and I will see you all in the new year. Take care. Bye for now. Ah! I'm falling through the sky. You should check out some of my videos. Ah! Ah!